video and we just
like a guy in a leather speedo, standing in the corner.
Yeah, dude, the leather speedos are fucking sick. Just some weird fucking gimp just in the corner we never addressed.
Exactly.
I saw it last year. I was doing what is that bar that Cyrus used to do a thing at? In Santa Monica, but some guy came up with a guitar and he just did like 5 minutes and left. He never strummed the guitar. He never addressed the guitar. I was just like, was that a mind fuck or did he forget? So we're live?
We're live.
Live from the Hive.
0 views.
Last chance to win on Duolingo. Wait, hang on a second. I gotta do a Duolingo.
I'm trying to pull it up on
Fucking nerd.
Dude, I'm learning languages.
What's the page?
Because it's difficult, but it's fun, as the commercials have told me. What page?
No, I'm trying to find it on my own YouTube here, so...
Are you streaming from Roots of Laughter?
No, hats off, gloves off.
Hats off, gloves off YouTube?
Yeah, but we don't have a name yet, because we don't have over 100 followers. Pogopon? I love that we're live on the internet right now. First time ever. I really want to find you guys on live on this.
I found us on Player FM. Wait, this one says it's Hats Off, Gloves Off podcast. It's not just crazy talk, it's psychobabble.
Is that a review about us? Nice.
No, it's the official audio podcast from YouTube sensation Tyler Oakley. Is that an influencer?
Oh no, there's already a podcast called Hats
No,
Off.
we've got the. I click on the link and it's us.
What?
Fuck you, Tyler Oakley. We've
Gloves off.
been doing this for what? 2 years? 3 years?
Oakley.
Hats Off, Gloves Off by Roots of Laughter, Podcast Apple. I'm not seeing a YouTube. Dude, it's getting piping in here, huh?
Yeah. Okay, go on.
Mucho caliente.
It is Mucho Caliente. Oh, here we go. We're live.
It is Mucho caliente. Here we go. We're live.
All right, now we're just going to get caught in a feedback loop. All right, stop. Knock it off. Yeah, we're on there, dude.
Let's see.
Fucking, we're rocking and rolling.
What are you doing here today?
Is this some kind of setup or something?
What do you mean?
I'm just on my way to the beach.
Can they hear that?
Yeah.
What's up, you cocksuckers?
Just on the way to the beach. Don't touch children.
Did you hear that? Chris Hansen
Don't
framing that
lay
guy.
hands on the way across the street.
Chris Hansen's just pulling people over on their way to the beach, trying to call them pedophiles. It's not something I stand for.
Watch your profanity.
Sneaky. Can you tell these interns to stay out of the shot?
Cleaning the mic. Got some hairs on it. When I lose control, tell me, is this really love?
When the lights go down.
Really love me.
Look, I'm holding the YouTube.
Whoa, lift it. Move it. Push it around.
I can't.
Looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
The Leaning Tower of Cheese.
And I watched that Pauly Shore House Guest movie. It's awful.
Oh, you don't say. It was on my list. I thought, didn't it get an Oscar?
I liked it.
They lost to King's Speech.
I didn't like it either. I also tried watching that like terrorist movie you suggested, the National Lampoon's one.
The terrorist movie.
It's like the opening scene was terrorists going to fly a plane into like the World Trade Center.
It sounds funny.
The opening scene was actually really funny because they were like trying to figure out how many virgins they would get.
Was it that
It was
that
like
Brian Callen movie? Like
It seemed like a Brian
The
Callen.
40-year-old virgin who knocked up Sarah Marshall and felt super bad about it.
Beam recommended it. It was like kind of like late night National Lampoon comedy.
Yeah.
It was bad, but that beginning, that opening scene I liked. It was like the terrorists about to do it, and then they're like, "All right, I can't wait to get our 72 virgins." One guy's like, "I heard it was 58." It's like, no, it's 72, and then they call like Osama bin Laden, and they're like, "What? It's only 20?"
Have you seen that video of the guy like talking about it? He's like, see, the confusion comes from, he's like some imam from like Saudi Arabia. He's like, in the Quran it just says many, many, and people assign certain number values. Some people want to believe hundreds, maybe virgins. He's just this guy, like logically explaining. Like, also it's just like, bro, just fuck before you get to heaven. Do you think?
Yeah.
Heaven's not going to be heaven if you still like are. If you still have a sex drive.
Yeah, the whole idea is like you don't desire money or fame or fortune. You're just completely content. That's how heaven was explained to me. Like you don't need to go dirt biking because you have the satisfaction of dirt biking already.
Dude, when I get to heaven, I want to be doing blow. I want to play guitar. It's like, no, if I get to heaven, I better just know how to play guitar.
There is a lag.
Oh, that's fine.
Like 20 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean that's to cover their ass. I mean, and that's smart considering us.
Yeah.
In case I say a buzzword. Uh-oh, storm the Capitol! Storm the Capitol now! Are we ready to go?
We are.
All right, give me the Wayne's World countdown.
Oh man, I don't have any of that. There's only one viewer, and that's me, but we're recording. Everything's up and going, so.
All right.
Dude, how many years? We're live soon. There's 0 right now. But soon there's going to be like the 60.
I thought we'd be doing this sooner, but I'm glad it's happening now.
I'm very much pumped.
Your hand just went up on the thing.
Trying to see how long the delay is.
Technology!
It is wild, man. I mean, back in my day, we were just playing Ninja Turtles. I did have a robot named 2XL that was pretty sick.
What was it, Omnibot? You remember that thing?
No, but
it was like the little robot on tracks, but it was like the whole thing was like it'll serve you drinks and stuff.
Oh, my grandpa got me one of those. It had a remote control, and it had a mic so you could talk through it. It wasn't called Omnibot, but my grandpa got it for me from Sharp Rimmon, and it had a tray. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. But I had one 2XL. It didn't move or anything. Basically, it was just a tape player.
What a shitty robot.
Well, it was a robot. It was an old toy from the 70s, and you put these tapes in, and then it was educational. And then the robot would ask you questions, and it had 4 buttons, and you would answer all the questions, get them right, wrong, whatever. But I love the 2XL. But it's an old toy that they brought back many times. And they had the PAL 2, where the robot also didn't move, but it had like. It just had like his head was ring tossed, his chest had a basketball hoop on it, like it just had like a bunch of dumb toys.
Huh.
But they weren't very big. I was just really into robots.
What was it called?
My Pal 2.
We'll have an intro and everything later. I don't have it now, that one we were playing with.
This guy?
Hell yeah. Ring toss on his head, basketball hoop.
What an awful... I love like the late 80s, early 90s of like, this is what things will be in the future. And it's all just the exact same like bullshit color scheme.
2XL was actually cool. Just because the tapes were cool. But it was like an old, I think it was like a robot from the 70s. Yeah, here's the 70s version, and then there's the 90s version. I had the 90s version. Tiger Electronics.
Tiger Electronics. Paving the way. A toy with a personality. El mundo de 2XL. Oh, here's this guy on YouTube. He put an Amazon Alexa in his 2XL.
I like someone did that with Big Mouth Billy Bass. I really like it.
The
Big Mouth, when you ask a question, Alexa like goes and talks and goes back. I think it's cool. I remember this guy, but I never played with him. Real Talking Bubba, plush stuffed animal.
Real Talking Bubba?
Remember Doodle Bear?
Doodle Bear was...
And the theme song was really catchy. It was like, "'Cause I'm the Doodle Bear, I go around and round and round and round and round. You put me in the washing machine and I come out nice and clean, 'cause I'm the Doodle Bear."
Those are around forever.
Doodle Bear, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, except my mom was like, yeah, I'm not going to get my kids something that teaches them to just use markers on everything.
Yeah, like my mom hated like all the gack and phloem, all the gooey shit. Like mom was like,
The Nickelodeon slime.
We can chat.
Oh, we got a live chat?
We got live chat.
Fuck yeah, can they tip us?
We can do tip. Well, yeah. I mean, it's all. We're here.
Is there anyone who can tip us?
Me.
Okay.
One beer.
We got $1.
This guy.
Tip us, bitch. All right. Going. Gonna have a good time. Gonna have a good time.
Yeah, dude, I want my 2XL back. They encourage you to use your imagination. I remember he'd be like, "Hold on, we're going to outer space," and I would like grab onto him and close my eyes and like imagine I was swirling through space.
That's so gay.
I liked it.
Yeah, I remember like when Game Boy was a game changer. Because like when you'd have to use your imagination on car rides. You know what I mean? Just like looking out the window and just like, what if like I'm looking over this field, like a spaceship comes down?
Dinosaurs charges onto this.
Yeah.
Imagination and then just getting truckers to blow their horn. I was way into that.
Or the alphabet game.
Yeah.
That's a dude. I haven't played the alphabet game in a decade.
That you just try to find an A in a sign.
But I Spy sucks when you're driving because it's like, yeah, I spied that thing 8 minutes ago, and you guys still haven't figured it out. We're now in another state.
Or road trip bingo. You know, like, oh, you see a cow, you mark it down. You see a prostitute.
Let's do it.
Ready?
So intro. We got to figure that out for video, but.
Oh, it's fine. We're already live, so let's start the show.
Well, let's for the sake of audio. This is now. The audio, like for the podcast, I'll cut all this out. It's recording, but
yeah.
So play the intro.
We'll do what? 5 seconds of silence.
It's the Hats Off, Gloves Off podcast with Mitchell Phillips and Spencer Calendar.
Hey, you guys! Good morning, Vietnam! Good morning, Central Hollywood! It is Mitchell Phillips. This is the Hats Off, Gloves Off podcast. Oh, we're fucking live, dude. If you're listening to the audio version, stop being a bitch, dude. Go to YouTube, at Hats Off, Gloves Off on YouTube. Or is it? There's no at on YouTube, right?
No. If you want to see me glow in the dark, check it out.
Yeah, we got new cameras because
glowing.
Spencer's complexion is awful.
I'm not this pale.
We told him not to wear black, so he wore white, which is the same color as the chair. Which he couldn't have known. He couldn't have known, other than the photos we sent him. But let's just thank God these chairs are low back, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see his face. It just looked like eyes coming out of the background.
My grandma bought me this shirt, and I wanted her to see it on camera.
That's a really cool shirt.
Yeah,
I like that shirt.
I love it. My grandma got it for me for Christmas.
So this is Hats Off, Gloves Off. What we like to do here is we give hats off to those that deserve it, pats on the back, and then we give gloves off to those that deserve it, pats on the fanny. Hats off, what is that?
Hats off to you, sir.
That's when you do something good. And you can do what on paper seems like a bad thing, but we're going to give you a hats off.
Sometimes it's good to be bad.
But sometimes you can do a bad thing and be a good boy. You know what I'm saying? And then that is going to sound like... And we're kicking around the idea of a real boxing bell. I don't know. We might need a TV tray over here
We
somewhere.
just
But
find out what you're doing, and we filter it through our own perspective, and it comes out the other end, and we send it to you.
justice. We're the. I like to say we're the little dots in the yin yang. So we're the black dot inside the white sperm, and vice versa. We're the nuance. Excuse me.
Yeah, we might be coming for you, and we dish it out, we don't take it, so no hate mail.
Oh, yes.
No negativity.
Knock that shit off. Don't do that.
We don't want to hear it.
That's fucking, dude. Get that junk out of here. We don't want none of that. That's not what the vibe we're chasing. You know what I
We
mean?
keep positivity in our lives.
Yeah, we're all positive.
This is a big deal though, because we've been the man shut us down, quarantine, COVID. We've been stuck in a basement alone like pussies, and now we're back. The sun is shining, and we're here.
We're back at our new studio in the penthouse of the W Hotel in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, sometimes we use the grotto at the Playboy Mansion, but they're fumigating it right now. So.
Yeah, there was some chlorine balance bleach issue or something. It smelled weird. It smelled like you were cleaning your bathroom, but they said it would be all fixed by next time, so we might get a pool party. They'll get some fucking bolt-ons in here. Who knows? Get some rock hard cold tits.
Bolt-ons is good. That's one of the best subreddits, is flawed bolt-ons. And it's just a subreddit dedicated to botched breast enhancement.
Oh, those dudes that go to Mexico, or the ladies that they go to Brazil and get concrete in their tits. I think we talked about this last week. Let's skip that.
Let's move along.
This is the Hats Off Gloves Off podcast. I'm going to get right into it. First of all, we have a news update. Jeremy, I'm going to need you for this one.
This just in. Breaking news with Mitchell Phillips.
So, as we've covered in the past, I think 3 times now, there's been reports of a guy flying a jetpack around LAX, Los Angeles International Airport.
Mystery man, because no one has video of him. They just see him.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. So the first 2 reports, people were like, "These guys are high or something." There's no jetpack guy around LAX. But you're like, it's a pilot. It's not like some guy on the street. You can't trust his word. You know what I mean? Where if you testify in court, get a fireman to testify.
Saying oh, how come the pilots never took video? I'm thinking, well, maybe because they're landing an airplane right now. Their iPhone's in a lockbox because it's against FDA rules to Snapchat.
FDA?
FAA, my bad.
The FDA.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, they're eating steaks and I'm trying to. No, it's USDA. I'm sorry. I'm
They got shit going on. They're doing stuff. Well, how'd you do that? We special effects.
I'm so impressed. Oh, I thought you were high-fiving me. I'm so impressed when I see
I'm Leaning Tower of Pisa.
when I see
Our YouTube
videos and they
have that.
Dude, it's so tight.
I can be a newscaster.
Dude, go full screen on it so we don't have this bullshit. Okay, so finally we have video footage of this 2021 Iron Man.
Reported the close encounter Sunday night approaching Los Angeles International Airport. Chris Van Cleve is following the investigation for us. Chris, good morning to you. What do we know?
Well, good morning. Then another jetpack.
Wait, where's the? I just want to see the footage of the guy. I don't want to watch fucking Dallas Reigns talk about it.
I don't know what we're doing.
Jetpack aviation are not common.
Is that it?
Now we're just watching the news.
Make them, and they are not commercially available. The company said
there we go. There's some clips. You guys get it.
Yeah, all right.
There we go.
Okay.
Anyway, these have been vague rumors up until now, but now we have because we were on a flight. They said because there was a co-pilot there, the pilot was able to take video footage of this off the coast of Palos Verdes.
Palos Verdes. Nice, beautiful place to go. Trump Golf Course is there. It's one of the most beautiful golf courses in California. Great ocean hiking tide pools in the area. There's a Nazi.
Are they affiliated with the Trump Golf Course? Because I've heard. I've literally seen zero evidence, but I've heard that Trump is a Nazi.
I've literally seen zero evidence, but I've heard.
I'm just assuming that our Aryan Brotherhood is out there on the links, out on the front 9, just doing hate crimes out in Palos Verdes.
Out on the front 9,
just a nice buzz,
doing hate crimes out in Palos Verdes.
Yeah, but we can't say it too much, or we're gonna get pulled down from our live stream.
We need a better.
Shouldn't say the word.
Yeah, we can't say.
Yeah, let's say.
You're right. Aryan enthusiasts.
So yeah, that's it. We've got this guy's for sure. So downside, we're on his tail. There's now footage of him. People know he's real. The FAA is probably going to be on his ass.
We're on his tail.
You know what I mean? They're going to have the FBI as well. They're investigating.
You know what I mean?
So this guy's not far from being caught. I say he's closer to being caught than where he was a couple months ago, where people didn't even know if he existed. He's like Bigfoot out there. The Bigfoot of the skies, I like to call him.
I think most of the jetpack companies are based in Los Angeles. He needs to go to like the Phoenix airport.
I think most of the jet companies are based.
That's what he needs to do, like the monoliths, where everybody's freaking out about that monolith in Utah, and then all of a sudden there's like, oh, there's one in Washington, there's one in Burma.
Yeah. Keep us guessing.
Yeah. So that's it.
Well, I gotta.
Hats off to this scumbag.
Yeah.
It's kind of a not really an update, but yeah, it's hats off to our boy Tommy Lasorda.
Kind of a not really an update, but yes, just hats off to our boy Tommy Lasorda who passed away.
Ended up as a manager, got the Dodgers 2 championships.
He started as a scout, ended up as a manager, got the Dodgers 2 championships.
I like. He has actually some, some basic.
Some really cool quotes
that difference between.
He has actually some, some basic ones.
Lies in a person's determination. That's all right. The problem with success doesn't teach you how to fail. Whatever.
That's right.
The only way I'd worry about the weather is if it snows on our side of the field and not theirs.
The only way I'd worry about the weather is if it snows on our side.
This is a classy one. I've heard it. I think they use this quote.
This is a quote I like.
And
this is a classy one. I've heard it. I think they use this quote.
Those who make it
happen. And Toronto's possible.
Those who watch it.
There are 3 types of baseball players.
Those who wonder
those
what
who make it happen. Those who watch it happen.
That's a good one.
Those who wonder.
That's one of those like those transcendent ones where it's above the game. You know what I mean? Like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Above the game. You know what I mean?
But then I found out some dirt about Tommy I didn't know about. It's kind of the thing, like when Kobe
died
and everyone.
But then I found out some dirt about Tommy I didn't know about. It's kind of the thing, like when Kobe died and everyone was sad, but everyone kept bringing up some allegations. This same thing's happening to our boy Tommy Lasorda. He was like 92 or 93 years old. I guess Tommy Lasorda had a gay son.
So this is the early 90s.
Supposedly,
they didn't really know about
supposedly
AIDS, so I think
this is the
because
early
90s
when they didn't really know
his son was not gay.
Yeah,
because it was the early 90s. Tommy Lasorda just pretended his son was not gay.
On his actual autopsy, says he died of pneumonia.
His official
so now the gay community is kind of going after
on his actual
him what they're saying.
Died of pneumonia.
Tommy Lasorda,
the gay community going after him because what they're saying
is
that
could have done a lot for the AIDS epidemic, but chose not to because of the shame he felt for his son.
Done a lot for the AIDS epidemic.
First of all, anybody who thinks like that doesn't know who Tommy Lasorda was before he died.
Yeah, and what's
anybody who thinks like that doesn't know
he was just as confused as everyone.
He sold his team to Magic Johnson.
He probably didn't even
just as confused as everyone else.
He sold his team to
so yeah, they're tainting his legacy.
He probably didn't even think that his son had AIDS.
But
so yeah, they're tainting his legacy because, and he said like I love he loved his son. He was close to him. But I guess
yeah, but also I've been having this conversation with my girlfriend because I'm watching Rescue Me, and that show started in like 2005.
Conversation with my girlfriend because
I'm
watching
Rescue Me.
Rescue Me.
So good and goes.
And that show started.
Oh yeah, the first couple seasons are great, but
that show starts out so good.
They say faggot like 8 times an episode, and like there's all but. My whole point is like they're tackling these issues. They didn't just like leave gay people out of it. They're like, no, one of the firefighters is gay. One of them has a gay son. One of them gets like is a gay basher in one episode.
So they're heroes, but they got potty mouth.
But also, yeah, if our job was firemen, I mean, we're comics, so if we're just together like getting lunch and some crazy shit happens, we're just gonna make the jokes about it. You know what I mean? Where like there's one episode where there's 2 gay guys in a tree. It's like, what did the first one get up there and the other guy chased his asshole up the tree? Something like that. Where you're like, she's like, I can't believe how awful this show is. I'm like, no, that should be a testament for like how far we've come in the last 15 years.
Yeah, and how and that should be a testament for like how far we've come in the last 15 years.
Yeah, and how and the show is kind of progressive in its own way. But yeah, that's the thing. Like,
wait a minute,
people take
why did he say it?
Take the president. People
why you taking
what
me
the president? People don't take the president seriously. Why are you taking me seriously at an open mic? And yeah, it depends on the crowd, but you can get them. Like I have a joke, and I was saying tranny in one of my jokes the other night.
And I said,
they probably their buttholes tightened up because they thought the tranny was coming in.
But
what I said to him, I said, hey,
they probably their buttholes tightened up
because they thought controversial. I only have a 5-minute set. I'm trying to save time.
Yeah,
I can't be saying transsexual.
Now you guys are making me explain it. That I should have just said transvestite or whatever.
That loosened their buttholes a little bit. At least got the them laughing. But and then Tommy Lasorda, they were trying to bring him down too because Tommy Lasorda is friends with Donald Sterling, who is the shamed Clippers owner. You know, and it's like, of course they're friends. They both work in, you know,
they were both L.A. sports magnates
in L.A. And Tommy Lasorda, he said, I've been friends with Sterling for 30 years. Doesn't surprise me that he said what he said. And he said he shouldn't have said that. He just hurt himself by talking too much.
And he said he shouldn't have said that.
But it's like, oh, you're not allowed to be friends with this guy?
But what he said, which I agree, because that girl who...
you're not allowed to be friends with this guy?
But then what he said, which I agree, because that girl who... Okay, Donald Sterling was a horrible racist, but the girl who... secretly recorded him. She was a fucking bitch.
Don't bring him to the basket.
He was just saying
he's actually insanely progressive for like a dude in his 90s.
Don't bring him
but Tommy said about the girl.
He's actually insanely progressive for like a dude in his 90s.
Bad luck.
But Tommy said about the girl, I don't want that girl. I don't want that girl any bad luck. I hope she
No, but it's so funny where it's like, oh, this guy, he's, you know, this Dodgers fucking legend who died, and you're like, well, let's dig up who he might have been friends with. Like, that's somebody's motive. Or modus operandi. Right? Modus operandi.
Don't go through my friends list when I die because I'm a man of the people. I'm friends with some insane people who
I can vouch for that.
Probably had some skeletons in their closet.
But like Ellen DeGeneres, she like deflected that whole George Bush thing. Where it's like, no, if there is like a certain group of people you shouldn't be allowed to be friends with, it's war criminals. Like this guy is solely responsible for the destabilization of the entire Middle East that we're still dealing with. We're now like dudes who fought post 9/11 are now sending their sons to go fight in the same fucking war. And she's like, oh, it's okay, we're allowed to disagree and still enjoy a football game together. It's like, I don't care if Donald Sterling, like, who said some things that are racist in today's standards, but really are like kind of open.
He was a 98-year-old multimillionaire. He's going to be a little out of touch, and he's fucking black women. But
he owns an NBA team. He's paying millions of dollars to black people. It's not like he's a plantation owner.
Yeah, and Tommy Lasorda, I don't know, but okay, what could Tommy Lasorda have done for the AIDS epidemic? Because this guy's point in the article is like, it was a very confusing time. There was a lot of stigma around AIDS. It's like, there should be stigma around AIDS, and no one knew how to get it, but you get it by fucking other men.
Oh, yeah, that's that Kurt Metzger joke where he's like, hey, doc, I think I have AIDS. He's like, well, you're not black. Are you gay? He goes, no. He's like, do you do needle drugs? He goes, no. He's like, then you don't have AIDS. He's like, you're not going to run any tests? He's like, no, I don't think that's science.
Nope, that's it. But I guess there was a time, I was a little kid, but when people thought you could just get AIDS from anywhere, and then they...
Oh, yeah. Remember, like, Greg Louganis? He cracked his head. You ever seen that video?
Yeah.
He cracks his head on the diving board, and the pool just empties in 0.5 seconds flat. People are swimming out of the pool faster than their fucking, mixed routine. Before we go, I also want to share one of my favorite Tommy Lasorda quotes, where I think his wife said, she's like, I think you like baseball more than me. He goes, that might be so, but I definitely like you more than football and hockey.
Gotta let them know where they stand.
Yeah, you gotta put them in their place every now and then. Some old-fashioned, he's a New York guy, right?
Yeah,
some fucking 90-year-old Ginzo, just fucking, yeah, he's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, he loves baseball. I mean, I would see him, like, almost every Dodger game I went to, he would be there, and they would call him out, and he'd be old. But this guy's, like, basically on his deathbed, can't even talk anymore, and he's still at a Dodger game.
Yeah.
But you got to let people know what's important to you. Like, I did the same move. I proposed to my wife and then immediately left to go do an open mic. And my girl was, like, crying, like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, babe, it's Sunday at noon. You know I got to hit the comedy scene.
Come on,
babe.
I'm wasting time over here. What does that say? What's that quote say? Oh, the one I said? Okay. Perfect.
So that's it. I love Tommy Lasorda. He has a lot of energy. He was funny as hell. Really charismatic.
Yeah.
You gotta love that young pussy.
Irrelevant drop. Shout out to Tommy Lasorda. Rest in peace. Shout out to your family. I'm glad he got to see them win it.
Oh, hell yeah. Because he got him to 2. He got him 2 rings.
Yeah. So yeah, it's almost that thing where when people wait to die, you know what I mean? He probably could have died like 5 years ago, but we were on such a run over the last 5 years that he was like, I got to hold on. And then once they did it, it's almost like we're a couple that's married for 60 years. The wife dies and the husband's like, all right, I have no reason to be here anymore.
Yeah, Johnny Cash they really do that. Like, my lady tells me all the time that she'll like tell her patient like your daughter's on her way, she's stuck in traffic, and then the daughter shows up and they die within 5 minutes. Like it's it's a real thing. But I was just thinking RIP. Can we stop saying rest in power? I don't know when that started. It's recent, but just rest in peace.
Knock it off.
These people aren't powerful.
Or do rest in piss. That's a cool one. That was on I had that on a World Industry skateboard when I was little.
Cool. Right.
It was rest in piss.
All right. Shout out to Wet Willie Flameboy, RIP.
Yeah, it was the devil guy. I also had a poster of him, the devil guy, saying it was his stream. It was like their take on like the Calvin peeing, and it said I'd rather be pissed off than pissed on.
Ooh,
and I was like, a 9-year-old me was like, this is fucking sick, dude.
This is hilarious. Skateboarding is not a crime.
Skateboarding's not a crime, bro. So we're back to me.
One drop. Speaking of skateboarding, one cool move as far as skateboarding not a crime I saw one time.
Let's hear it.
You know how people would wax up the rails to skate. Well, by my apartment in Long Beach when I was a kid, there was a place where cops would light the wax on fire trying to melt it off the curbs, but some guys sprayed WD-40 on it. So when the cops went to burn the wax off, it lit up. It was sick. R.I.P. skateboarding.
Yeah, that's what I love. I always like the perseverance of skating because like I don't do it seriously anymore, but like it was a huge part of my life for like 10 years. But like just seeing like showing up to the spot and it's like, hey, they put grind blockers up, like little like metal stubs on the railings or on the curbs or whatever.
People like ollie over it. And
stuff.
And
I'm like, fuck yeah, you just made us better at skating. Yeah. Sick. All right, I'm gonna jump into this. This is 2 of my topics. This is 2 news headlines, but one story wrapped in one. So I don't know if you saw this. But Anderson Cooper, this is a gloves off to this fucking son of a bitch.
Who does not have AIDS.
Allegedly. I mean, who's to tell other than his husband. But Anderson Cooper is under fire recently because he attacked Olive Garden. He didn't necessarily attack Olive Garden, but he after the riot, the insurgency, the domestic terrorism that was the march on the Capitol. The worst violence we've seen in this country in decades, apparently, if you listen to some news sites. But he said, look at them. They're high-fiving each other for this deplorable display of completely unpatriotic, completely against law and order, completely unconstitutional behavior. It's stunning. And they're going to go back, to the Olive Garden and the Holiday Inn, and they're going to have some drinks, and they're going to talk about what a great day they had today in Washington.
They were stoked. Some of the people who went to the riot left and said this was the greatest day of my life.
I guarantee
people
it.
Really were.
The dude who was waving the Confederate flag in the rotunda. It's like, bro, I mean, you're gonna go to jail for like 15 years, but it's worth it for that photo.
I guess so. Well,
doing it for the gram.
Like the people, like that one girl who got shot in the neck. She died doing what she loved. Like she said on it that you go to her. What's great is you go to these people's social media and they say, I will die for Trump. And it's like, oh, shit, you died for Trump. That's crazy.
Yeah, but if you think about it, she was in the Air Force for like 14 years, I think.
Yes.
She took an oath to defend this country from all threats, foreign and domestic.
And what's funny,
whether she was right or not, she thought the election was stolen, and she's like, well, I'm going to go fucking occupy this place. And I guarantee she was not the only veteran there.
Oh, definitely not. She got tricked, though, because the one move that I think is hilarious and also fucked up is that Trump goes, I'm going to march with you guys.
Yeah,
I'm going too. And then he just disappeared.
Then they're breaking into the Capitol building. He's just at an Arby's.
Well, he was on the phone calling some guy from Georgia trying to get the vote stalled, but he called the wrong guy. It's just so much stuff looks so bad optic-wise, but I do think it's hilarious that he tricked them and said, I'm marching with you. And then he's like, well, see you later, guys.
So apparently Olive Garden clapped back at Anderson Cooper on Twitter. Because that's what fast food does now, apparently.
Yeah, Wendy's talks shit on Jack in the Box.
Yeah, well, you guys are so quirky.
Kill us all.
But so this fucking guy, goddammit, he was forced to apologize, saying, I should have been more clear with something I said in the immediate moments after the attack as people had broken into the Capitol were simply being allowed to leave. It seemed just walk away. Celebrating the criminal act they had taken part in, blah, blah, blah. Thinking they had accomplished something, yada, yada. Just for the record, I like Olive Garden. I like the artichoke dip, even though it has spinach in it, and I hate spinach. Yes, I know it's an appetizer with breadsticks, but it's like a whole meal. I've been sad about it all day. First of all, his mom is Gloria Vanderbilt. Like, of the Vanderbilts.
Yeah, he's eating Olive Garden?
It's reprehensible. These people think I was actually like talking bad, because his whole take was like, I wasn't saying like talking shit about Olive Garden, like, oh, these people are gonna go back to the Holiday Inn and Olive Garden
where they eat.
He's like, no, I was just thinking about like the restaurants that are in Capitol Hill. And then the first guy on Twitter was like, the closest Olive Garden's in Maryland, bro. And he's like, well, you know what I mean. I was actually thinking of like Olive Cafe or something. That's
just bash on Olive Garden.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit?
Stick to your.
I'll bash on Olive Garden all day. Olive Garden fucking
first
sucks.
of all,
I've been there.
First of all,
it's really bad.
He's spent the last 4 years absolutely shit talking half of the country. Because whether you like it or not, half of the country loves fucking Trump.
Yeah,
and they're not Nazis. They're just regular hardworking people. They're mostly mad that they got fucked over by a trade deal and they can't grow corn because we sold like some rights to China or whatever.
Yeah, and there's a lot. They feel like these people feel like they don't have a place in America anymore, and they're getting buck wild.
You're a coastal elitist fucking douchebag. You're literally like this weird gay guy who like flaunts his like open relationship on TV, and like Heartland America is still kind of adjusting to that. So you're already like the bad guy in these people's eyes, and then you're gonna like backtrack on Olive Garden.
Yeah,
like you've been calling them Nazis for 4 years. Just double down on Olive Garden. You're like, no, I don't eat that shit. Pasta, like the pasta primavera. Are you kidding me?
I get homemade pasta from a guy from fucking Sicily. That's what I do.
An Italian guy ziplines through my fucking kitchen window and just leaves it in the fridge. Because you're a fucking Vanderbilt, bro. Your parents built like, or you're not your parents, but your ancestors built fucking like fucking Grand Central Station and shit. Like,
I'm poor, but I don't need Olive Garden because I live in LA and I know where to get good Italian food.
Yeah.
But I do think because Trump, I do believe this is his fault. I do think that he encouraged violence. He did say, we got to fight. Giuliani said trial by combat. He then said if we don't fight, we won't have a country. But I do not think Trump wanted violence. I do believe that he just wanted one of his crazy ass fans to shit on Pelosi's desk. He wanted
100%.
And also, heads up, Biden, if you're watching this, Biden, clean and sanitize your office because Trump is wiping his balls on everything in the Oval Office. Trump is smearing his taint all over everything in the White House
he's got that do not disturb on the knob.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm doing important business, and he is just grinding staplers, rulers, pencils, everything he can touch is going on his nuts.
So I guarantee that's one of those things.
Clean up, Biden, clean up.
I mean, that's one of those things, like the president leaves, they probably just throw everything away.
I hope so.
Aside from like the desk and the rug.
You might want to get a new desk.
You also got to be careful. There's all those like secret doors in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? You just like push a picture and the wall slides out and shit.
Just what Trump is up to as far as
he just fills it with bees.
Yeah, leaving pranks for Biden. He's gonna fuck him up.
Dude, how great would that be if his final like I'm gonna get justice is he leaves a whoopee cushion in the office chair and on the fucking the Resolute desk.
Because Trump kind of just pulled. I've seen a girl do this at a high school party. Trump didn't get invited to the party. They were going to, confirm the election of Biden. So he sent his people in there, which is like what drunk girl gets kicked out of a party. She calls the cops on the party because she can't come in. Trump was just a little butthurt. He wanted to party too, and they wouldn't let him. But that's what drunk girls do. Like we have not really a friend. He's a piece of shit, but we have a mutual comic who told me that one time.
A mutual comic.
One time a girl wouldn't fuck him. So he told her to leave his apartment, and then he called the cops and got her a DUI.
Yeah, what a fucking cunt.
And then, you know what sucked too? Because then conspiracy theories kind of started about that. Like, that story about the guy tasing his own balls and dying while trying to steal a portrait.
It was a lie.
He didn't.
Fake news.
Which sucks, because that's a great story.
That's a great story.
Great story. And he did die. He had a heart attack from getting so excited. And then there's that girl with the onions. Apparently, onion is actually, helps
like
combat tear gas.
Yeah.
So, the whole thing was insane. But that lady's interview was great. We're starting a revolution.
Yeah. So anyway, Anderson Cooper is genuinely butthurt. No pun intended. He said, "Genuinely, it makes me feel sad. People think I'm too fancy to eat at a place like Olive Garden. Like." If your family wasn't like the Astors and the Penns and all these like one of these 7 original families that like founded this country, even if you were just like pulled yourself up by your bootstraps out of the gutter and you became this national news anchor, I would still think you're too fancy. You know what I mean? Like the fucking whoever like the Dallas Reigns of Cleveland is. You know what I mean? Whoever like the local weatherman, he doesn't go to Olive Garden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if like I imagine Anderson Cooper like maybe ironically eating it in an airport, like, hey honey, look at us. We're just like regular people eating Olive Garden.
Yeah, there's no way he's like, oh, hey, did you call Olive Garden? We won't, you know what I mean? Let's see if they have a 6 top for fucking 7.
Last time I went to Olive Garden was I thought I was being fancy, but my grandma, I got arrested in Fresno one time and I had to go to court. And my grandma drove me to court, which is really sweet of her. So then I took her out to Olive Garden afterwards, took my grandma on a
That's
date.
what Olive Garden is for.
And I was like, Grandma, and I remember my mom telling me too, she's like, encourage her to get wine because she wants to drink, but she won't do it. So I'm like, Grandma, you drink up, get the tour of Italy. We're going to have
Treat
a good
yourself.
time.
Unlimited pasta and breadsticks.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Or soup salad and breadsticks.
I do think the insurrection was kind of like, you see it in mafia movies when like they want to put out a hit, but they hire like kind of like the doofus heroin addict who fucks it up. That's kind of how it was. Like Trump was thinking he was going to have some like real military people who knew what they were doing, and then he kind of just got the rejects. Because all those people wear military gear. Because I went to a Trump rally before he got elected, and I remember one of the Trump supporters was screaming at me saying I was ridiculous, and I was just wearing like a hat, shorts, and a T-shirt, and he was wearing full camo with the mask and everything. It's like, you're ridiculous.
You're the idiot.
But
that's what all these
you weren't
people
in
are
the
doing.
military.
That's what all these people are doing on both sides. The Antifa who wrecked fucking every major city for the past fucking year, and then the Trump supporters every time they go to combat them, or at Capitol Hill recently, they're LARPing. It's the same people that show up to the fucking park with foam swords to fight to seize control of a castle. You're the same. You bought all your fucking tactical gear online. Most of this is like real soldiers wouldn't even use this shit. Like, if you ever see like Navy SEALs, they wear like band T-shirts, but they just have like a bulletproof vest over it.
Yeah, they're wearing what they think. Yeah, they should be wearing. But everyone's going after the cops.
You know what it is? It's dudes who have belt knives. Those like the belt buckle knives you can get at like gas stations that sell Ninja Stars.
They have the flip flops with the bottle opener on the bottom. But the
tactical flip flops.
I feel like the cops have at least been consistent because the right was always they've been bashing the cops because they weren't doing shit when the looters showed up, and I watched all the videos. They stole a bunch of stuff. The cops were right there. They didn't do anything. And then the cops also didn't do anything in this situation. So all things being equal, the cops kind of have basically done nothing this whole year.
Yeah.
Which is very consistent.
Well, I love that somebody made that point on Twitter where they were like, well, could you imagine if this was Black Lives Matter that did this? Like, somebody would have died. It's like, are you forgetting the lady that got her neck fucking exploded? Like, Jesus. Like, yeah, people did die. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But no, like you said, I at least appreciate consistency. And, like, I think, like, it's something like 10% of police officers have retired this year. They're like, I'm fucking done. Like, what do you want me to do? Like,
yeah, same thing. That's what nurses did. When COVID came out, a lot of these nurses probably would have worked another 5 to 10 years, but then they're like, fuck this. This is too much. No. I'm done. Peace out. Good luck.
I was watching this video of one of the Seattle police officers, and they had that autonomous zone where they just closed off like part of downtown, and were like, this is ours now. And they try to start their fucking commie garden. And it's just like they put soil on top of cardboard, and they thought they were going to grow food for thousands of people. But the cop was like, he's like, no, it was like a month long, and every single day we were begging them to just let us clear these people out. We have the capability. We're able to. Yeah. Everybody's like, they've lost control of the city. It's like, no, our mayor is telling us we better fucking not touch these people.
Yeah, we're not allowed to. We'll get fired.
This is what these people dream of. These dudes who sign up for the police department, they're just sitting there in their tactical gear like, please just give us the fucking green light. Let us beat in the heads of these stupid hippies.
Yeah, we have the equipment. We have the gear. We know what we're doing.
Just to clarify, Anderson Cooper is not too fancy to go to Olive Garden, but now I'm going to pivot because who brought this story to mainstream, recognition, I guess? Ooh, new Michael Chiklis movie. Stop showing me ads. This was brought to you by Sean Hannity, right?
Sure.
He blew it up on his show because he's like, oh, these coastal elites, the fake news establishment media doesn't want you to believe blah, blah, blah. And he's like, of course he doesn't eat at Olive Garden. He hates Olive Garden and he hates you. It's just to do it that angle. So this guy started a Twitter campaign alleging that Sean Hannity had his, because he supported Trump, got his unlimited pasta pass revoked.
Ooh.
The Olive Garden, what is it called? Olive Garden, yeah, Olive Garden pasta pass, which I think it's like.
Oh, that's real?
Southwest did that thing like in the 80s where it's like it's $1 million and you fly for free for life.
Yeah, Rolling Stone did that. It's like pay us $200 now, you get a lifetime subscription.
Yeah, yeah. So apparently Olive Garden had a pasta pass for a couple years. They don't have it anymore. This is just an online rumor, and then it got all the way up to his desk. So Sean Hannity on his show had to deny ever having the pasta pass for all.
Geez.
So he spent 2 days just bashing
on TV,
bashing Anderson Cooper, like, oh, you think you're too good for Olive Garden? And then it comes to him, and he's like, guys, I don't have a pasta pass to Olive Garden. It's like, oh, you think you're too good for the pasta pass? Because I guarantee all of my family, all of my immediate and extended family would be absolutely thrilled to have access to a pasta pass.
Sure, who wouldn't?
Bro, pasta pass?
I don't like Olive Garden, but if it's free, I mean, it's not bad food. It's just not good food.
Yeah, there's better
food. It's like
food.
you eat at fast food. Do you know what you're getting?
Yeah,
but,
I'm in a hurry.
Olive Garden is so cheap and shitty for their food, though. They found documents on like training their cooks, and everyone knows when you cook pasta, you salt the water. It flavors the water. It flavors your pasta. It's good, but it also a pot is going to last longer, no salt. So they don't allow their employees to even salt the water, which I think is insane because every Italian restaurant, that's like the first step in good pasta. So yeah, Olive Garden
also
stinks.
the noodles don't stick.
Yeah, it's good.
Stuff
It's
like
good
that
all around.
Yeah, it's all good. So this is his official statement. To be clear, Sean Hannity has never held a lifetime pasta pass to Olive Garden. They haven't even been available for more than a year. Now it's like his PR person just like pleading. Like, they don't even make them. But he did attack it as fake news, which is hilarious. Instead of just being like, hey, some guy did a joke on Twitter, I just want to clear things up. Like, I don't have a pasta pass. Like,
yeah, we need to drop this fake news thing. It's
and he goes,
really
this is
annoying.
fake news. It's like, no, a guy on Twitter was being hilarious, and he started a massive rumor that you have a pasta pass. Because he's like, why is he defending Olive Garden so fervently? And they're like, because he has a pasta pass.
Yeah, I can't wait for the term fake news to go away.
No, I think it's disinformation. It's the same thing the CIA does, where they associate, like the Federal Reserve and income tax being completely against what this country was founded on. And then they go, oh, this guy's a conspiracy theorist. He doesn't believe in the moon. And you're like, no, that's not. You're making a false association. But so there is tons of fake news.
Yeah,
and
everything's. Yeah.
It's
very hard to find unbiased factual information.
Exactly. No one's Walter Cronkite anymore. But
even if someone's reporting on a true thing, they put their either liberal or conservative spin on it no matter what.
Exactly.
We need Walter Cronkite, baby.
So when you say, fake news, all of a sudden it's like, I just put you in a camp. You're on that team, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm on no one's team. I'm on your team, America.
Which I think the liberals could get a lot of people on their side if they just went, hey, yeah, the news is gay. You know what I mean? What do you want me to... Yeah, they probably lie to us a bunch. You know what I mean? You got to fucking think for yourself, first of all. Have any level of critical thinking skills.
Yeah, the best example of news going from what I thought was great to horrible is the Vice magazine company. When I was a kid and a teenager, their news was amazing, and now they have an agenda and they want to tell me what to do. And it's great because the one guy, Shane, went very liberal, and then Gavin, who also founded the magazine, went very conservative and started the Proud Boys. So it's like... But at the end of the day, it was started by two heroin addicts in Canada on a welfare program. So don't tell me what to think.
Oh, no.
Gavin,
that's the best.
Shane.
Vice is the best because...
It used to be such great journalism.
It was like Big Brother or like...
But Vice, it's
adult
like,
Mad Magazine.
It's the same as reading like NBC News now.
Where it's like, hey, we gave all these pregnant ladies crack. Let's see what happens. And you're like, oh, you guys now are the arbiter of morality, you stupid cunts. Like you were, I don't know, you were like the National Lampoon, where you're like, hey, let's give like cigarettes to children and take pictures of them. Like that'll be hilarious.
Well, it's like, I don't know. It's like when comics go online and try to spew whatever their agenda is and try to convince me. It's like, I saw you picking up pieces of cocaine off the floor of a comedy club bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Knock it off.
Get out of here.
Get off my lawn.
Well, I got a more lighthearted one. I like this guy. This is a Gloves off, baby. Everyone knows. I mean, I've had a lot of experiences with psychedelics. You have too. I feel like
allegedly
mushrooms allegedly got me through high school. I was a fucking weirdo who didn't know what was going on in my brain. I'm still a weirdo, but I at least had great evenings in the park and in nature. I had a mushroom crew. From the ages of, I probably did too much when my brain was developing. From the age of 14 to 18, I consumed a lot. And I was always trying to take it to the next level. But I always tried to take it to a next level by like, hey, let's go to Disneyland or let's go to Yosemite. Let's find a new place.
Let's take the same amount but change the setting.
I got to a point where I was doing mushrooms so much in beautiful nature that I decided we should do it in a Walmart because it was so anti-nature, it would somehow become nature. I was wrong.
Yeah.
We left the Walmart quickly.
It's fucked up.
It's because
bad, dude.
I did it in a Walmart that backed up to the woods, so we immediately got to walk into the woods. But I remember being really depressed, and we had a plan. Like we made a pact, no purchasing anything. But I brought quarters for the 25-cent machines. I thought those would be fun. We got really depressed, and I went, "Oh shit, they have fish here. The fish will cheer us up." And then the fish tank, like they were all dead. Bad move.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I've done that before on acid. We were just walking by a pet store, and I was like, oh, let's go in here, let's play with the animals. That's probably great. And then you go in there, and you're like, I just want to free them all. Just start kicking cages over, like free, fly, my fluffies.
So this guy was trying to take it to a next level. He got mushrooms. He made a tea out of it. He put the tea in a syringe. He shot it into his bloodstream, and then the fungus grew inside of him and forced organ shutdown.
Jesus Christ.
So he had organ failure.
This is just mushrooms? Like
just mushrooms.
He synthesized it into a liquid.
30-year-old dude in Nebraska went to the emergency room because his parents said he seemed confused. He's bipolar, and he stopped taking his medication. He'd been going through manic episodes, and so he decided this is what's going to happen. He did some research online. Careful with the internet. It's full of crazy shit, apparently.
I advocate absolutely everybody trying psychedelics except for people with like manic issues, depressives, personality issues, repressive, type shit, because those are the people that like...
It brings it out.
Well, not only that is they're the ones that all the negative stories are about. It's like I've never taken mushrooms and like got naked and tried to talk to a horse.
Yeah, but... Yeah, like
that's somebody who's already like teetering on fucking crazy.
Yeah, and if you haven't dealt with what's going on inside, I did it with my friend, and his dad had died like 2 months prior, and it all came out during that trip. That was terrifying.
That's a hard one.
That was really bad. And he was scaring his dogs so much that his dogs were trying to run away, but his dogs represented like protection to him. So he was chasing his dogs while they were running away, and there were 2 big German shepherds, and at some point he grabbed onto both their collars, and they were sprinting around the house, dragging his body, like whipping him into everything, and he's just knocking shit over. And anyway, back to this guy. So yeah, he had bipolar. He read about the potential for psilocybin, helping out with depression, which is true.
Yes.
Blah, 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 Johns Hopkins. However, do not inject this drug. He ended up being in the hospital for 3 weeks. And he's a great case study. It was just mushrooms, water, cotton swab, injected it. 2 days after he injected it.
But why can't you do that? I guess you just have to sterilize the mushrooms, right?
Because they grow.
Oh, they grow in your...
They grow in the dark.
Oh, they're a fungus.
Yeah, they're fungus, and they're
spores.
Grow in dark. Yeah. So that's why.
And the inside of your body is dark. And wet.
Yeah, it's a perfect environment. Yeah. Where do mushrooms grow? Idiot. In like forests where it rains a lot,
simulated,
in damp areas.
Simulated inside bodies.
So 2 days after we shot it up, he became very tired, vomited blood, got jaundice, had diarrhea and nausea. Took him to the hospital. He wasn't coherent. He couldn't even talk. He had severe liver damage.
Oh my God.
His kidneys weren't functioning properly, and he was going into organ failure. The mushrooms, which thrive in dark places, had began growing in his bloodstream, causing all these issues. He was on a ventilator. They had to filter all of his blood. Took 3 weeks. 22 days in the hospital. 2 antibiotics, antifungal treatment.
God damn it.
And he's still taking medication now today.
What does that say? Oh, okay, we just got the story up on the screen. I've got to get used to this fucking high-tech setup we got. Dude, how funny is that? Because you would think that you're like, oh yeah, let me inject. Because you're like, whoa, saline solution gets injected. You know what I mean?
If I can eat it, why can't I shoot it? That's the logic too. It's like it's going in my body either way, but it's a whole different process.
Also, how long until you realize like, because do you trip? You have to trip off of it. It's directly in your bloodstream.
I would say so.
Because the whole thing is it's in your bloodstream. You're trying to get it into your bloodstream. That's why like you snort coke instead of like licking it. You know what I mean? It goes through the membrane or whatever faster. Or like people boof drugs. They put drugs up their butt instead of.
Yeah, or like one time I just was literally out of creamer, but I had Coke, so I put Coke in my coffee one time before work, and it was like I got high. It wasn't as good as snorting it. You know, I got a sensation, but it wasn't as
Man,
much.
This coffee's making my mouth numb.
I remember thinking, yeah, that was a dumb move. But I had to work at 5 in the morning.
It's just a waste of cocaine.
I was tired. Yeah, absolutely.
Just do cocaine.
I didn't really do that much. I didn't really do Coke then. I just had it. Like someone left it at my place.
Oh,
anyway, that's what I did.
You should, I don't know. Oh, that's another weird thing is when did he realize he wasn't tripping and he's actually seriously ill? Because you get that when you take mushrooms, you get that like pre-nausea.
Yeah. I threw up one time when I took mushrooms.
But this guy's he's shitting his brains out and he's like, this is the best mushrooms I've ever had. Oh, what a fucking idiot.
I wish I knew, like, was he an experienced mushroom taker or was this his first time? I feel like it's his first time.
Well, yeah, if he's a bipolar. Because a lot of people, they'll medicate themselves. They're like, I can rein it in as long as I like cleanse my brain every couple months with psychedelics.
Yeah, sure.
Just, kind of still ground myself in reality and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because there is kind of like a clarity you get coming out of a mushroom trip that stays with you for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but it can.
Yeah.
Where it is like, oh, wow, it really is an antidepressant. I can feel it working on me.
Not for this fucking guy.
No way.
All right, we have 5 minutes left. I'm going to do my last one, and this is also politics. Sorry, folks, but this is a lighthearted, fun one. So the mayor of a Houston suburb was chosen by pulling names out of a hat.
Cool.
So there was 2 candidates. Each racked up exactly 1,010 votes. 1010. They did a recount. They're like, yep, you guys are at the same. 1,010 votes apiece. So they both just put their names on a ping pong ball and put it in a big-ass top hat. And they just drew the names. And the guy who lost was like, I'd like to thank you guys for voting. And it just goes to show you how important voting is. And that's where it's a gloves off. I want to show you guys how important voting is. Like, just for example, like we tied.
Balls in a hat.
We had a recount. Like, literally every single vote counted. This was his speech. He's like, every single vote counted. But really, none of the votes counted because you just pulled it out of a hat. Let's just start with that, bud. Let's just do that first.
They at least honored the tie.
That's fair.
That's kind of cool that it was that many votes and it came down to an exact tie. I wonder what the odds are on that.
So Lawrence, the loser, I think said...
Lawrence, the loser. Of course you lost. You're Lawrence, the loser, dude.
It's a woman. So meanwhile, she trusted the process and believed the drawing went how it was supposed to go, which is also seems ominous. Like, that's not the way you say that. In quotes saying, went how it was supposed to go. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's... You know what I mean?
Sure.
That seemed fishy. So I'd have a dozen people praying about this. She said, I told Sean I would support him, and I will, and I think the unity is going to get stuff done. So shout out to her. She lost the election. She didn't have people march on, I don't know, the pool house in the community they're from, and wherever they hold local meetings for this neighborhood where they apparently only 2,020 people voted. Oh, that's funny, too. The election took place. They each got 1,010 votes, and the election took place in 2020, and there's 2020 total votes counted.
Oh, wow. A lot of number symbolism. I like that.
Yeah, so the Illuminati was
I like
probably
when numbers
this.
match up like that.
I like that it is so small scale, because if numbers added up like that and it was for like a state election or something, people would be like, it was rigged, man. The elites, their symbolism will be their downfall, all this QAnon bullshit. But then it's just like literally a suburb of Houston, so no one's gonna be like, hey, the Illuminati rigged this, because it's like, really, what do you have power over? Like, hey, you know,
the water department.
If you remove like the power of the homeowners association, you really can do nothing to these people.
I like the numbers. I don't know. They don't. Sometimes it's just like we like 11/11 because it all looks the same. Like there was a guy who recently tried to get his the kid was born at like 11:56 on January 31st, and he was trying to get the doctor to be like, just give him 12:01 so he can be born in 2021. I don't want him associated with it, and they wouldn't do it. But I like number stuff like that. Like I got married on 8/8/2016, so it's just like 8 + 8 is 16. Hey, that's fun. My marriage is a math problem.
16/16.
My wife's a nerd.
Yeah,
but I like stuff like that. But yeah, that was lame. Why wouldn't they? Or I was talking to a guy. His kid was born on like 12:35, and he's like, he tried to talk to the doctor, and they're doing 12:34, so it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's fun.
Yeah, but some people, some of it, you're like, oh, that is kind of interesting. And then I went to this tarot, like palm reader lady, and my birthday is 9/10, September 10th. She's like, see, 9/10, so it's 910, but 9/10. So if you 9 + 1 is 10, so 9/10. I was like, lady, you are fucking grasping at nothing here.
Leave me alone. Tell me my future.
Yeah, tell me how many kids do this. Do the trick where you like put a needle and a pencil and wave it over my wrist to see if how many boys and girls I'm gonna have.
People swear by that. People swear by that.
Yeah, but those people are idiots.
I got to do that.
And this show's not for idiots. Are you all done?
I got one more quick one. It's it's a big hats off actually.
Oh shit.
Hats off to you, sir.
Because I'm pretty sure I've complained about this on this show, and it was a hard gloves off. And things have changed in the internet world. And you know how we have the new thing where, like, if we go to a website, we have to beg them not to sell our information. Where, like, when you log on now, it's like, hey, here's all the shit we're selling. Some of the websites let you click a button that says "Do not sell my information," which makes me feel better. But I used to
even if you're lying, just put the button there.
I used to complain that like targeted ads suck. Like I would buy a baseball glove and then I would get advertisements for baseball gloves when I obviously don't need a baseball glove anymore.
I just bought it.
Get your shit together. Ever since the "Do not sell my information" stuff came out, my targeted marketing has gotten really good, and all the ads on Instagram now, it's all shit I want. And so I want to give big ups to big tech because they're nailing me now.
That's my whole thing.
Demographic.
That's been
like
my
the
problem.
Shirts and hats they're promoting. They're shirts and hats I like. Where before it would never be stuff I like. And the ads are getting fucking good now. So it's creeping me out. But the technology is getting better because I have bought a lot of shit directly from Instagram ads now that I never would have before.
No, but that's all I asked for is because there was like this. I give it this grace period for it to get good because for a long time it was targeted ads, but also it's like I'm watching Hulu getting commercials for Hulu. Like I'm on your service. Like what more do you want me to do? Like the only way I'd see this commercial is if I'm already paying. I don't get what's happening.
If I don't have Hulu, I can't see.
It makes no sense. But then also like I don't mind as long as it's good. Like if you're gonna steal all my information and like sell it to tech companies. For the purpose of them advertising to me, just make it good. You know what I mean?
They're doing that.
The way
they promote like really silly shit like weird rollerblade alternatives.
Oh, bro, you know what I have in the mail?
Like that.
This is okay. So the way I heard it described to me was, so they have a minor amount of information from you, right? So in their computer, in their system, whatever, say the computer gives you, you're a stick figure. But the more like it watches you like your Amazon purchases, your Instagram browsing, then it adds like, oh, your hair. Now your hair's brown. And then like, oh, we'll put you like these kind of shoes until the stick figure becomes like a hyper realistic looking painting of you. They have a full detailed thing. You know what I mean? And it gets to the point where in the mail, I have snakes in a can coming.
Oh, I know where it rattles or when
no,
you open
the peanut can.
Oh, and the stuff
where you open it, and the snakes fly. I was like, oh god damn it, they figured me out. They got me. My profile is complete.
Yeah, this shirt, I told my grandma this is what I wanted for Christmas. I'm pretty sure I saw it on an Instagram ad.
God bless your grandma.
For Pacific Sunwear.
God bless Tommy Lasorda. God bless the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I love the envelope that's snake eggs, and what it is, it's like a rubber band and a coin, and you twist it. Basically, when you open it, rattles. I don't know. I love pranks. Love pranks.
Yeah, those are great.
Like the fish candy or the
shock
fake
gum.
Poo. Shock gum was good. Those shock pens in elementary school.
Yeah, those are good.
Oh yeah,
those are good or best.
Yeah.
That's it. Hats off, gloves off. Episode 1 again. We're alive. We appreciate anybody for tuning in, for watching it all. For if you're listening, we're on YouTube now. We're streaming. This shit is next level. So make sure you go check us out. We appreciate the audio listeners, but just so you know, if you enjoy the show, You can enjoy it in multiple ways now. You can throw this on the TV while you're making dinner or what have you.
Or love.
Oh, yeah, you can fuck to this? Dude, you better fuck to this. I'm going to fuck to this.
Oh, God.
Shout out to my girlfriend's parents. I'm going to fuck to this. So, that's it. Hats off, gloves off. Thank you for listening. Follow us. I'm at Mitchell Fill Up, MITCHELLFILLUP on Instagram, at Robot Spencer. Follow our production team at Beam Jeremy. And hit us up at HogoPod on Instagram for any comments, corrections, suggestions, scheduling, news topics, whatever you want. Everything's there. Updates. It's all happening down at the Instagram page until we get banned for saying Nazi like 7 times on this episode, 8 now. But
Nazi.
Nazi. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Miss
Bye.
you.